Writing section. Class 10. It consists of formal letter and analytical paragraph. Let's start with formal letter. First, let's see the format. The sender's address, in 2 or 3 lines, like this. Leave a line, and then, date, in the format, like this, the 25th of February, 2024. Then, the receiver's address. In the receiver's address, you have to write the designation of the receiver. In most cases, it is the editor. You can easily tell from the question who the receiver is. Then, the receiver's address, that is, in the case of editor, the newspaper name, then the city. The receiver can be someone else, like the principal of a school. Leave a line, and write subject. The subject is the purpose of the letter. For example, if the letter is about a suggestion for the need of a new bus stop, the subject can be suggestion regarding the need of a new bus stop. After a line, the salutation, dear sir, or dear ma'am. After a line, write the body. After this, there is complimentary close. For example, you can write, yours sincerely, or yours faithfully, etc., and below, your name. Remember, you've to write the name, as given in the question. And if no name is given in the question, then you can write your name. In the CBSE sample question paper of this year, there was also the signature of the writer above the name. So, if you like, you can write the signature. Not necessary. How will you write the body? Different types of letters will have different bodies. So, let's see them one by one. In the syllabus, there are 4 types. Letter to editor, order, complaint, and inquiry. The format is the same for all. A letter to editor is written when you have to tell him about a problem, so that the respective authorities can read it in the newspaper and solve it. You can always start with the words, "Through the columns of your esteemed newspaper, I want to draw the attention of the authorities concerned," towards. Or if the letter is not about a problem, it is just for telling your views to the editor, you can simply use the words. This is to draw your attention to. And if you want to have to make some suggestions, you can use the words. I am writing to suggest. Then, write 1 or 2 lines regarding the topic. In most of the cases, you can find the lines directly from the question. In the next paragraph, you have to write everything that is important for the topic. Means, this is the main body, that should contain your views. Try to make it short and still convey all the information. For that, you should first organize the sentences in your mind, and then write. In the last paragraph, write the words like, I hope that publishing this letter in the columns of your newspaper will. Complete the sentence with common sense. Means, if the letter was about a problem, you can write this. Now let's see how we write the body of a letter for placing an order. It is written obviously to place an order. If the question says that you have to order the things that you saw somewhere, in an advertisement, etc., then start the sentence with reference to the advertisement and blah blah. Then, I am pleased to place an order for the following blah blah. Keep in mind, if you are writing on behalf of an institute, means, if you are not ordering the things for your personal use, then use we instead. For example, if you are the head boy of your school, and your school has asked you to place an order of some musical instruments, then, you will write, like this. After this, make a table of different items with their quantity. If the items are not listed in the question, you can write any items related to the question. If you are ordering a single item, in any quantity, simply write it like this. No need for the table. After the table, write other details, like, if there's a discount, you can write, the discount of blah blah has been accepted. And other things, like, kindly send the delivery within 10 days of the issue of the letter. I am sure proper packing will be done and any responsibility for the damage before reaching will rest with you. The payment will be made through a check to your agent just after the delivery. You can change these lines according to the things being ordered, and if there are other details present in the question, don't forget to add them. What if the product you got was damaged, or any other problem? You will write a letter again, to complain. First, write the words like this. to tell about the thing or service you purchased. Depends on the question. At last, write the words like, "This is causing inconvenience. I will be pleased if you repair the product or send a replacement. I'll appreciate your response." Again, you can change the lines according to the question. Also, there's another type of complaint letter. For example, if you have a general problem, like increasing pollution, unsanitary conditions, etc., you can start the body like this. "I am a resident of blah blah. I would like to bring to your notice the blah blah." In the second paragraph, tell the details of the problem, just like you would do in the letter to the editor. In the last paragraph, you can tell that the problem had been ignored for a long time. And then the sentence. You are requested to take immediate actions to set the conditions in order. But then, isn't it same as letter to the editor? No! In the letter to editor, you tell the problem to the editor of a newspaper, so that the authorities, and common people, can be aware about it. But in a complaint letter, you write the letter directly to the authority, to tell them the problem, and ask for a solution. I hope you understood the difference. To understand better, let us see both letter to the editor and complaint for the same problem.
You are Bola, a resident of 404, Kashmir Gate, New Delhi. Write a letter to the editor of a national daily, drawing the attention of the concerned authorities to the deteriorating law and order in the city. And write a letter to the appropriate authorities addressing the deteriorating law and order in the city.
Here, in one case, the letter to the editor, and the other is to the authorities. So the receiver's address will be different. For editor, you know what it is. For the other, you can write the address according to the problem. If the problem is about law and order, it will be police commissioner obviously, or someone like that. The subject will be the same, that is, the problem. For body, you can see clearly that there will be different intro for both, like this. And the next paragraph, that is about the details of the problem, can be the same. And in the last paragraph, it will be like this. You can understand why. I hope you understood both of them well. Now, letter of inquiry. It is written to inquire about a service, course, etc. If the question says that you had read about the course in an advertisement, start the body like, refer to your advertisement regarding the blah blah. I am a blah blah. I would like to know in detail about the blah blah. Kindly send all the necessary details including the blah blah, at the above address. You can write it according to the question, it's easy. Now what about the subject? How will you write the subject for each type of formal letter? For letter to editor, write the problem or main purpose, like, increase of noise pollution in Bangalore. For order, write placement of order for blah blah. For complaint, if it is about a product, write replacement of blah blah, or complaint against defective etc. And if the complaint is about a general problem, similar to the letter to the editor, write the problem. Lastly, for inquiry, write inquiry about blah blah. Now, analytical paragraph. In this, you will have to write a paragraph from the data given in graphical format. Let's learn how to write it with an example. The given statistics display the spendings of the income of an average Indian. Display the important points in an analytical paragraph. First, you have to write what the data is about. Use the words like, the given data illustrates. Means, you have to write 1 or 2 sentences to tell what the data is about. Then, you have to do the analysis. What to do? Try to find something significant in the graph. What is the highest, and what is the lowest? In this case, food and beverages has the highest share in the income spent. So, you can write, an average Indian spends the majority of its income on food and beverages. Before going further, let me tell you some things that you need to keep in mind. All the points should be included. Means, use all the data given in the graph. Next, it should be in a single paragraph. Don't write anything that is out of the data. Don't write anything from your mind that is not related to the data. Use cohesive words. These are the words, like, however, therefore, in addition to, etc. This will help you avoid the same sentence structure for multiple sentences. Make it as short, about 100-120 words. Try to keep things within the topic, and brief. Where were we? Now we should write something about housing and utilities. Like this. And we can proceed to write for all the data, keeping in mind, to avoid using the same sentence structure. Like this. Did you see how we used cohesive words and comparisons to make it more consistent? Lastly, we have to write the conclusion. In this case, the conclusion can be, like this: Indians allocate a significant portion of their income to essential needs, with comparatively lesser spending on healthcare and entertainment. So remember, first, tell what the day is about, then, tell each piece of information. Use cohesive words and different sentence structures. At last, use the words like, in a nutshell, or in summary, and the overall conclusion of the data. But these days, you can see another type of question on analytical paragraph. You may be given some data, and you may be asked to write the paragraph, to accept or reject it. Let's take an example. This question is from the CBSE official sample paper for this session. As the captain of the school's cultural club, you have been asked to study the given itinerary, provided by a tour organizing vendor. Analyze this itinerary, to either approve or reject the tour proposal, while focusing on the student's safety, interest, and physical wellness. Write this analytical paragraph by selecting features that support your analysis. The question says that you have to accept or reject the plan for a student's tour. This is your choice, to accept or reject it. If you chose to accept it, write all the positive things you can find in the data. And if you want to reject it, write all the negative things from the data. So, if you can easily find many positive things, then you should accept it. Look at the data. What positive things can you find? You can say that the tour is well planned. The activities like Marble Rocks cable car tour and trip to museum makes it an educational tour. There are also natural places. The services like bottled mineral water, insurance and tour manager's assistance ensure safety and well-being of the students. Therefore, the tour proposal for the educational trip should be approved. Now what if you want to reject it? Can you find any negative things? You can say that the safety of students is vulnerable. The tour includes a long journey. This may lead to physical exhaustion. The inclusion of DJ party is not suitable for an educational tour. Therefore, the tour proposal for the educational trip should be rejected. Don't worry much. It is easy. And then, you will probably be given hints like this, to make it even easier to proceed.